Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Bellingen, Nambucca Valley, Lower Macleay hope for Northern NSW flood funding inclusion. The mayor of the NSW Mid North Coast town of Bellingen said flood-hit residents in his town had been overlooked after the local government area was left off the list for the latest round of flood relief grants. The town, sitting along the Bellinger River to the south of Coffs Harbour, had to deal with major flood levels last week. 24 houses in the town were inundated when more than 200 millimetres of rain fell in less than 24 hours across 2 days. The town was cut off for several days, with residents in low-lying areas issued with evacuation orders by the SES. Mayor Steve Allan wants to see grant eligibility extended to include his town. "We have had homes that have been inundated with water and people have lost a lot of their possessions, if not all of them," he said. "For those people, the experience is just as bad and just as severe as those that got flood grants. I'd really like if we could get those grants extended." On Monday, Premier Dominic Perrottet announced grants of up to $20,000 for uninsured residents in 8 northern NSW LGAs. While Mr Allan said he was disappointed his LGA was excluded from the latest grant, he holds hope that may change. "I think we need to work with the state government and hopefully get them to see our point of view," the mayor said. MP awaits damage assessment before endorsing extension. Bellingen was not the only part of the region that had to deal with major flooding conditions. Low-lying parts of the nearby towns of Urunga and Repton were also cut off and under evacuation orders, as were communities further south in Bowraville, Macksville and along the Lower Macleay River. Readmore Nationals MP for the seat of Oxley, Melinda Pavey, said an extension of the grants would be contingent on a damage assessment currently being carried out by the SES. "I've asked the question of our Emergency Services Minister Steph Cooke that if our damage is comparable," she said. "I'll fight as a local member to ensure we have parity with our northern neighbours. There is a dual responsibility of governments to look after our community at all levels." Ms Pavey said she would like to see the grant scheme be made more flexible if damages in her electorate are found to be comparable to that in the northern rivers. "It is very hard having borders on a map," she said. "Sometimes you've got to make that border, but there has to be the capacity for those guidelines to include some common sense, which is what I'll be fighting for. More support needed regardless of LGA eligibility. The Clarence Valley is among those areas included in the Back Home Grant Fund. For a lot of our community who have had damaged houses, and lost goods as well, I think this will come as a big relief for them and a bit of economic stimulus," Clarence Valley Councillor Debrah Novak said. She said she remained concerned for local farmers who could be recovering for years. "Our community in the Clarence Valley is very resilient, but they can only take so much," Ms Novak said. $20,000 is great, but we could always do with more. To be able to re-establish their farm operations again is going to take another huge investment of cash, which a lot of them don't have. To be not eligible for those grants is a real slap in the face to those farmers, I believe." Posted yesterday at 1:39 p.m, updated yesterday at 3:26 p.m.